Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching today. Today's topic is see things as they are, not worse than they are. So see things as they are, not worse than they are. So I'll try to keep this to real estate, not my normal, life coaching this. So I'm really trying to do my best to keep this real estate related. So what the meaning of this topic is every day I'm talking to many agents, and it all starts, with how things going. I always say, how things going? I always see, I'm sure a lot of you watching this might say, well, yeah, Tony says, oh, how things going? And the first, and almost all the time, agents go, yeah, things are going well, or good, but wish I had more business, or wish the market was better, or wish I could, my buyers could find a house, or wish the interest rates would come down. There's always things are good or okay or great, but there's always a but with realtors. But I wish. There's always a but I wish. But I wish this. So, so think of things as they are, not worse than they are. Now, you could compare business all the time. If you are in real estate, and I'm going to give you this statistic, and I've given it in other videos, is that about 25% of realtors had zero sales last year. About 50% of realtors have had less than five sales. About 30%, really had one or less, sales. And over 50% have less than five sales, four sales or less. It's probably closer to 60%. I took the numbers the last week through our main MLS in Northeast Ohio, but I did that last week. Still in January, where a lot of agents are out of the MLS at the end of the year because they didn't pay their board dues yet, or at the beginning of the year. So I think those statistics are a little bit low. So, and it's back to always has 80-20. 80% of realtors have had less than 10 sales. So 20% have had more than 10 sales. And we all know in real estate, especially in Northeast Ohio, this is around our area. So this is our statistics, not nationwide. Nationwide is even worse. I think 50% of realtors nationwide didn't have one sale last year, zero, because there's so many people doing this part-time in markets that they have higher commissions. So in Northeast Ohio and Ohio in general, our sale prices are about the same, our average commissions are about the same. You can't live or do a lot with one or two sales, but it's good money. But it's not in markets where average commission is 10, 15,000 a commission. So you have one sale, you made 10 or 15,000, you made $30,000 in some markets with two sales, not in our markets. But the point I'm getting at is that it's not, the market's still going. There's buyers and sellers out there. I say that to agents every day. You might wish, but they're out there. There always has been, there always will be buyers and sellers. God willing, our jobs as realtors will always be here. I can't picture a day in our time in the future where realtors are not needed. We've been needed and been here for over 100 years that they keep saying they document, but I don't know how far back realtors have been. But there's always been people helping people buy and sell properties, and I believe there always will be. We've been through so many markets and pandemics and wars and economic crashes, and still always 95% of people use realtors. So it's never bad. The situation you're in is basically because of where the things that you've been doing the last few weeks, months, years, that brings you to the situation you're in now. Sure, in markets, in general, there's more buyers and sellers, but last year, I had so many agents that I talked to go, oh, my last year wasn't as good as the year before. I've almost just as many agents go, last year was better than the year before. And these are agents that have been in the business for many years, not brand new agents. I have some agents that just got their license last year. They go, yeah, last year was better than the year before because I wasn't in real estate, but I actually had sales and made money. So to all of the agents, I just really want to connect with all of the agents that have only had a few sales or none last year, and you kept your foot in the game. You had one, you had two, or you just got your license and you started prospecting and you're starting to see some fruit from your work. Stay in it. Please don't let anybody say just because you sell two, three, four houses a year, like 50% of the realtors out there or more, that says you're not as good or shouldn't stay in the business like those other agents. And I don't know if this video would ever go viral. Hope not, but there's a lot of brokers and owners out there. I've been doing it 25 years. I will go toe to toe with a broker, and I will show you more agents that do a great job and only have four sales a year, that I would trust them with my family and friends, referrals, with three or four sales a year, and they've been in the business for several years and do a great job, and they'll do a better job than someone doing 40 sales a year. Number of sales. The only thing, number one thing I could guarantee, the person who sells more houses, like 40, 50 sales, that's very successful monetarily in real estate. The only thing I know guarantee wise that they do better than an agent that sells four houses a year, they know how to market themselves and find more buyers and sellers, and they prospect more, and they stay organized about it and get it. The actual job of doing the business when they have a buyer and seller, you don't know. Example, when I walk into a restaurant, it's a fine dining restaurant, and I have a server. Let me just say this: one server that has four tables, and another server that has 40 tables. Who's the server you think you want to go with? I want to go with the server that only has four tables. If they're on the same playing field as service goes, or experience and all of that, for some reason, some people think numbers means more. So when the whole point I'm getting at, when I talk to agents, especially agents that are usually selling 10, 12, 15 houses a year, and last year sold 4, 5, or 6, they're like, oh, it's not as busy as it was. Should I stay in real estate? Is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. Money's money. Hopefully, if you sell 3, 4 houses a year, you might want to sell 10 or 12, 15. Again, if you're selling 10, 12, 15, over 15, you're definitely in the top 10, top 15% of realtors. And there's a lot of agents that have lower sales, and just want to say it's not bad. So don't think that's the whole point of today's topic don't think it's worse than it is. It's still good. And I have so many agents, and I've had agents send me that list. So if you're watching this, you want me to show you a list from Northeast Ohio MLS, I'll show you percentage of how many sales and how many agents percentage wise and number wise based on our whole MLS sold a certain number of houses, and you'll be astonished. And not too many brokers and owners are honest with agents. The other thing, and one last thing or two, is when new agents join us right out of school, I always tell them 85% of realtors are out of the business every 5 years. And in the next 5 years, even more. So 85%, I'll say 85 to 90% of the realtors that are active now will not be active in 5 years. There'll be a whole nother group of people coming in. And why I tell agents that, not to scare them, but to tell them this is my one thing. It's not money. It's not money that they don't, because you pay your board dues, your MLS fees, and a little bit of marketing. You sell one house a year, you're financially ahead. I tell agents, don't spend money, spend your time. That's where I jump in. I said they get to the point and they don't want to invest the time and money, or the time and energy anymore, in prospecting, finding buyers and sellers. And they just didn't understand there's going to be years of time invested in building a database and building prospects and get the buyer sellers that come in. It's going to take a lot of time and effort to do it, and they just don't want to do it anymore. That's what a majority of agents get out. It's not money. It's not like, well, I didn't, if they look down, like, but what happens like right now, beginning of the year, I have agents, many agents going in our referral company because they don't have the money. So they go in our holding or referral company, we say, where they don't have to pay board dues or MLS fees, but they can't do business. They can only refer business. But they put their license there because they don't want to pay or don't have the money now or don't want to invest the money in their board dues. But they have it. They could have had it because they had one, two, three, four. I've had agents right now going in that holding company. They had 5 sales, 6 sales last year. I'm like, you had 5 or 6 sales. I had one agent I just got off the phone with earlier today had 11 sales last year, made a good amount of money, but she just didn't have the money now to pay that. And I have to keep her toe in the door so she doesn't get out of real estate just because she doesn't have her board dues now, and keep it going. So that's another thing. A lot of agents get out because they don't have a company or a broker that understands that they might not have the money or the finances now, but keep their toe, have options, and push them to get back into it in spring. So it's never, don't make things out to be worse than they are. That's the topic of today. And if you need to pick me up, call me. I'm happy to tell you. If you are paying your dues, you're better than a lot. You're in a better position to be more successful this year than most agents that are putting their license inactive. There's going to be a big drop off this year because, again, most agents, yes, there's going to be agents that had 0 sales last year that are getting out, and maybe they should because they didn't do anything. But all the agents have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you had a few transactions or more last year, or even if you had 0 last year and you had 3 or 4 or 5 the year before, you're still financially ahead technically. You just didn't want to invest the money in your board dues. Now stay in it. It's not bad. You can do it if you want to invest the time. If you don't want to invest the time, then get out. Might as well get out. If you think you don't have the time to invest the time in now, but you think very soon in the future, go into a referral company, holding company, keep your license in active status so you can look for business and then decide if you want to go completely active or refer the business and earn a referral fee. At least keep your foot in the door. You spent time, spent money, you took the classes, you took the test. Stay in it. All right, that's it for today. So have a great day, and I hope to talk to many of you very soon. Bye-bye.